Most business analysis is highly interrelated and influenced by two aspects, namely enterprise environmental factors, EEF, and organization process assets, OPA. In this video, we will first find out more enterprise environmental factors, EEF. EEF refers to what to consider in our project. OPA, on the other hand, is the process utilized to execute the project. Enterprise environment factors, EEFs, include all policies, practices, procedures, and legislation that exist both inside and outside of the organization that will impact the way you manage a project. This ranges from environmental, anti-discrimination, and occupational health and safety legislation to the choice of the project management system used by the organization, its personnel management policies, and PMI's code of ethics. Some elements of the EEF are mandatory, while others represent good practice or cultural norms. But regardless of the nature of the factor, you have to work within the physical and cultural environment to be effective. As the name suggests, environmental may refer to anything that is connected to natural causes that may impact humans' daily life and activities. We have no control over natural causes. However, there are ways for us to adapt regardless of what nature brings us so that we could survive in this world. The same concept is applied in business as well. It is an inevitable cause that may positively or negatively influence the organization, project, product, and outcome. In most cases, enterprise environmental factors negatively impact the project, constraining the success and flow. It has two categories, external or internal factors. For external factors, this category has 12 examples. Marketplace condition. One of the external factors is the marketplace. The market is a huge platform and there are many branches related to the market alone. This may include the position in the market, potential competitors, customers, brand awareness, and many more. This is something beyond your company's control. Political factor. This is another factor that should be meticulously considered. Not only the state of your local politics, if you plan on widening your business to the international level, make sure to consider their political climate. Disruption or changes in politics may affect your business. Social and cultural influences. Another factor that is beyond the control of an organization is the influence on society and culture. The culture of a community may hugely influence the acceptance of the said product. Examples of social and cultural factors are the politics, ethics, and norms of the community that are the target user of the product. Expectations. Meeting the expectations of the stakeholders is another concerning external factors. The examples drawn from this aspect are the customer representation, levels of service, organizational politics and culture, and so forth. Stakeholders may have little to most control over the product. Their expectations and needs matter, hence the product ought to adhere to their opinions. This will affect the formality of the business analysis as well as the pattern of stakeholders' collaboration. Risk appetite. Aside from the expectations of the stakeholders, the risk appetite from the stakeholders' perspective needs to be considered. How much are they willing to take the risk for a project? This may avoid any dispute from happening after you have conducted a business process. Government regulations and restrictions. Different nations may establish different kinds of laws about business. Legal restrictions may refer to local laws and regulations on security, data protection, business conduct, employment, and many more. Contractual restrictions. Contractual restrictions, on the other hand, refer to the partnership built with other parties. For instance, supplier, collaborator, employees, and many more. Industry standards. Several organizations are responsible for establishing standards that are expected from an organization. One of the examples is the Project Management Institute, PMI, an organization at an international level which provides expectations and standard in conducting business analysis. The standard set by these organizations helps to determine the current position of your business analysis, either it adheres to the requirements or needs to be further improved. Academic research. Aside from the factors related to government and community, another example that falls under external enterprise environmental factors is academic research-related information. You may want to consider previous studies related to your project or products. Doing this may provide insights that may help a lot in your project success. The other examples include publications, benchmarking, and many more. Commercial databases. The commercial database should be put into consideration in your business. This may provide you references on existing and previous information, especially on cost estimation data, risk information, and risk databases. This may ease the operation processes of your business while improving your commercial values. Financial factor. Aside from considering your organization's finance, it is equally important to look into external financial conditions as well. For instance, currency exchange rates, interest rates, and so forth. By considering this factor, it may help a lot in monitoring your financial standing, especially if you intend to broaden your business abroad. Environmental elements. The last example of an external factor that is totally outside of your control is physical environmental. The examples in this are weather, working conditions, geographical conditions, construction sites, and many more. Taking this into consideration may limit your processes and guarantee achievable success for your project. For internal factors, this category has 11 examples. Organizational culture and administration. The project manager has no power over the hierarchy of your organization as well as the culture dwelling in it. Thus, this factor falls under EEF. The culture, structure, and administration of your organization will affect your project management. Hence, it is crucial to consider this factor so that your project is aligned with the goals of your company. Be familiar with the management of your company to ensure compatibilities between your product with the organization itself. Expectations. Yes, expectations from stakeholders may be the external as well as internal to the organization. Just as we all know, stakeholders comprise of all parties that are related to the product, hence they could come from the organization themselves or outsider. Just like any other examples stated before, expectations and risk appetite could affect the business analysis efforts. The collaboration with stakeholders is not accepted. Geographical factor. The example under this factor is the location of the factory. The distribution of geographical location may have effects on business analysis and operation. Existing facilities and resources. What are the tools utilized by your business company? The examples under this factor are cloud-based computing, shared systems, virtual team, and many more. Market research. Research may help a lot in business analytics. One of the methods of market research is by gaining feedbacks from customers. Another way is by experimenting with the product that is delivered. This may provide insights on what to be improved on or innovated from the previous product. Architecture and infrastructure. The infrastructure and architecture of the enterprise is also a vital point in influencing business analysis. Enterprise architecture refers to all the components of technology used in operating the enterprise. Business architecture, on the other hand, is the structures, functions, processes, location, and any other components needed in a business. Infrastructure, on the contrary, is the tangible tools and components in operation. The examples are facilities, equipment, hardware, and many more. Available technology software. Business analysis may be affected by the availability of the tools. For instance, management tools, conferencing tools, analytic tools, modeling tools, and so forth. Resource policies and availability. When planning your business operations, consider the existing contractors, collaborators, and the limitations that may come together with them. Would they be able to provide the necessary materials in accomplishing your business goals? Financial standing. That aside, consider your financial standing as well. Is your company's budget stable? Bear in mind to always consider the revenue of your company as well as the budget that may be affected by your product. Employees' expertise. When considering the internal factors of your organization, the employee is one of the things to be paid attention to. Look into their capabilities and competencies. If you established ambitious goals but you are lacking in the skills and expertise among employees, it may lead you towards failure. Hence, it is very important to align your business processes with the current state of your employees' competencies. If you strive to boost up their level, you may consider providing coaching so that it could directly influence your business analysis. Security policies. Another thing that should be considered is related to data security. What are the protocols that you will bring in protecting your customers' or stakeholders' confidential and personal data? What is the level of accessibility that is previously used or that you are planning to use? All of this is another example under the category of internal enterprise environmental factors. These are and not limited to the enterprise environment factors. Great job! Keep moving forward. See you in next videos.